Greetings everyone and welcome back to Surviving Mars, where we are still struggling a little bit because I very stupidly decided, we'll upgrade all of the blades with polymer blades all at once, and that has caused quite a lot of problems actually. We are waiting on 4 more polymer over there to be able to repair our arcology. Everything else is more or less on hold until that has been done, but we do have a pretty nice daily progress with that. Now, I am going to set up the next zones to be scanned around here, and we're just going to start working through that as we can. Now, how much have we got down here? We've got average over there. Honestly, I wouldn't mind just hitting the... Oh, that's a very high one. Sure, we'll go for that. Now, we are going to need to set up a little spot down here to start with. We are going to need a drone hub. So let's set one of those up. If we have the drone hub around here, it'll reach all of these areas. So let's make that a priority first, shall we? And let's just run this all the way along. Let's not go through the potentially important metal resources though. Let's go around them instead. There we are. I will also need a universal depot, just so that we can get that set up. Idle extractors, yeah, okay, I expected as much. That is going to be a bit of a problem for us. Right, I need bubbles, matrix 01, over here to repair this. Now this will summon the materials needed to construct everything. But bubbles will also be able to build a lot of the area around here just from the metal deposits, which happen to be nearby. So that'll be easily enough done. Low on polymers. There we go. Thank goodness it got repaired. Sorry about that, everyone. Truly I am. Truly very sorry. Right, let's get the school built. Well, actually, that's a lot of concrete. In fact, all of it is a lot of concrete.
I aim to please your
Let's wait on that for a moment, shall we? Now, we are going to want to set up the concrete extractor up here. Of course, this isn't going to require concrete, because that would be an awful thing, especially because you wouldn't actually be able to start the game if the concrete maker needed concrete. Well, I suppose you could, in that you'd have to send it over, but really, imagine how inefficient it would be having to ship concrete to Mars. Sending things to Mars is not cheap. Right, there we go. Perfect. We've got all the metal we need and all of the electronics now as well. And once this is built, they will also deliver the materials needed to repair buildings in their radius as well, which is actually quite cool. So there we go. We have got drones, and they are straight out there grabbing all the necessities. Perfect. We can upgrade this if we really want to, but honestly, I'm happy to allow that to just be developed
Research
over time.
Complete.
Now, what I would like to do is drop a couple of these drones off, actually. There we go. How many do you have now? You have 3 drones. That's fine, Bubbles. Let's get back to the ship then. Now, the drones that the ship had have been left behind, so we now have them with everyone
we have a
else.
power
Our colonists are suffering from hypothermia.
Oh no! Where? Really? We've got to... Oh, right, of course, because I haven't set this dome up yet to have a high priority on available power. Right, we've got a big power shortage, actually. A very, very big power shortage. How many resources do we have? Got a decent amount, right? First and foremost, let's open up all of our Stirling generators. Actually, make sure all of them have opened. There we go. That will fix that power shortage for the time being. That is a bit of a problem, though. These require polymers to repair. Not a big issue for us, honestly, at this point, so we might want to keep that in mind. In fact, we could even build a couple just dotted around at various locations where they can act as local power grids. Sure, we'll have 2 over here. That is, you know, it's a reasonable expense in that it's 12 polymers each, which when polymers are fairly low in terms of what we're producing.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to scan.
Now, how many unemployed are here? Not many, actually. Not many. Right, we're starting to scan more sectors. And we scanned them incredibly fast. Let's get all of those done. We're starting to see the deep deposits. So we've got a very large deposit of rare metals there. A very large deposit
Funding
of
received.
regular metals here. Even more rare metals up there. That is
Sector
fantastic
scanned.
location for it, really. Right, let's get out there and have a look at some of these anomalies. There we are. We are not going to hurt for rare metals. And later on in the game, we really not going to hurt for them. There are technologies that make gathering these things very, very easy. Let's continue to expand out. Now, where's the next location for metals that we want to gather? Right over here. Let's go and grab those then. Now, hopefully, you'll use the tunnel, so this will be a significantly easier venture for you. Significantly easier. Right, once this develops a little bit more, we may get some more people working in there, but odds are we're never going to be able to now. So we'll just have to accept that. If I really wanted, I could build extra living quarters here. No, the amount of children that I hope we're going to have in the colony necessitates the amount of schools that we're going to build. So we're gonna aim for that. The Kinderdrome is, while it's gonna have a garden just to suit the needs of the colony a little bit, it's mostly there for educating the children of the colony. Oh, dear me. What happened there?
Lean back, relax, and let us do the rest.
What happened there?
Are simply the best,
can we get you
hosting
out far enough to warm that up? We can. Thank goodness. Just in range. So yeah, if we can get that repaired, then that would be fantastic. It's defrosting. This building will need repair after it's defrosted. Yes. Well, that's a little bit of a pain, but okay. We've got quite a few polymers over there. That's good. Generally, things are going not too badly. And we're starting to produce a hefty amount of resources down there. That's actually quite nice. Now we do... Ooh, this has run out of power. It's not awful, but we are clearly struggling a bit with power there. We've got 3 Stirling generators open. We will need a lot more than that. We could look at some solar, but realistically, it's not as useful for me. Oh, your battery's empty? Really? Wow. Oh, why did that happen? We'll go and recharge up, but you can go and research this one for me. There we are. We'll get all of those uncovered as well. Deep scanning reveals all sorts of things.
Sector
Not
scan.
only the
Anomaly
deep materials,
found.
but also the anomalies, which are quite nice. And how are we doing now then? I'm thinking we probably do need the power, so let's stack those up so that we can research them as soon as we can. As soon as we can get to them, that would be useful. Having the inspiring architecture is going to try. It will help us avoid some of the issues that we're having with people being earthsick, simply because it'll rise morale. This one is currently on all the time. It does not need to be on all the time. A bit derpy in leaving that on all the time. Likewise, over here, actually, I don't think this uses power, so we can just shut this down outside of cold waves, and we should be all right. And that's going to make an awful lot of power available. Actually, no, not that much. That's a little bit of a pain, honestly. Oh, well. Alright, how are things going over here? They're not going too badly. Okay, this one can shrink all the way back down then. All the way down to there. That should be fine. Okay, right. You are active. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more power. Well, see, now we've got a ridiculous amount of power available to us. We could happily shut them all down without any concern. There we are. And they will no longer need any more maintenance. Honestly, if you have the electronic parts and polymers, just build lots and lots of those. It makes all the sense in the world.
Sector scanned.
I would like both of those upgraded, honestly. We need a lot more fuel being made. A lot more fuel being made. Another sector scanned. Fantastic. Machine parts are low. Well, that doesn't surprise me over much, considering we are almost always struggling with getting metal down here. Oh, this colony has not actually got in a full workload for that. Right, now that we've got these up and running, we can choose traits. This is the way the schools work. So we can have nerd, composed, enthusiast, religious, and survivor. Now, survivor means that they'll lose health less when they were without food, water, oxygen, or when living in an unpowered dome. Normally, I would say that's kind of a nothing one, because there's no point in planning to have unpowered domes. You're very rarely going to have that, but we've seen that does happen, actually. Composed means they lose less sanity. Enthusiast means they perform better when they're with high morale. Nerd means they get a bit of a boost every time there's a new technology. So I'm going to say that survivor can be enthusiast instead. The other one is religious, which means they have a better base morale and will never commit suicide when they've got very low sanity. Let's go and open up another one.
Physics is the science of matter, its motion,
Right, you're on empty battery, okay. Let's get you recharged then.
Sector scanned.
Try and get you recharged. Same for you. Let's get over here and start doing a little bit more scanning as well. There we are. We're getting through all of these very quickly now. Very, very quickly. And that is a big help. Right, we've got enough money there that we can do a bit more outsourcing, and I think we should. Let's get as many new techs as we can. Almost 2,000 per sol is not bad at all. There we go! Oh, fantastic. This is what we needed. Okay, that now gets priority over everything but this one. Triboelectric scrubbing basically allows you to, for power, and a small amount of power at that, scrub dust off buildings, which, as I've mentioned, dust is what requires maintenance. So when you build one of those in somewhere like this, you can scrub dust off an awful lot of these, and then your requirement for machine parts drops massively, and that's true of everything. With that, you could happily have your Stirling generators running full bore, permanently opened. You're not going to be using your polymers. They're not strictly reliable, however, and it's worth bearing that in mind. The way that they work is that they will occasionally trigger it, but they can just not trigger for a while. It seems to be based on a random chance that they'll trigger. So that's why they're not strictly reliable. They are very, very good, though. And they also clean dust off themselves. You don't need them to overlap, but if you do have them overlapping, well, obviously that is a little bit better, because it's going to increase the odds that they are going to be cleaned. And then you're not going to have to maintain them specifically, because they do cost fairly expensive materials in order to repair. I think it's electronic parts for that. If you run out of battery, it's because you're cold, isn't it? Yeah. Drat down and blast. Okay, well, you're fully charged. Let's get up there and get these things working again. There we go. We are working through all of this so fast now. We've got so many things we need to get out there and have a look at. My goodness. Right, how's everything go? Oh, right, that's right, yes. We need to store all of the rocks down here. Now, I do want this to be repaired as a matter of some urgency, so I'm going to make that a high priority building. But we should generally be okay. So let's head back out, have a look at what we've got going on. And by and large, fairly happy. In fact, let's get the second school up and running.
Anomaly analyzed.
There we go. And
there's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye.
Fantastic.
A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge.
This is a tech. Honestly, it's much nicer when you get this much earlier, but it's going to be expensive. But it allows your drones to convert waste rock into concrete. For obvious reasons, that is really bloody good. Also, we've got Martian copyright. So for 10,000, we can get 2 billion funding. Much better when you're naturally producing a large amount of research without having to outsource. obviously. That being said, you know, it's true of both of them, really. It's just about twice as expensive as this one, just about, but 4 times more efficient. More or less. Those are very rough numbers, but resilient architecture, outdoor buildings require less maintenance, which is nice. That combined with the triboelectric scrubbing is phenomenal. We are not hurting for concrete for a little while, so I'm not going to make that a super high priority, but we are going to grab both of those in turn. Factory AI. Ooh, actually, we will be grabbing that one first. That one's going to be a big one. Then we'll be moving for these. And combine triboelectric scrubbing with resilient architecture, and pretty much maintenance becomes a thing of the past for your colony. Now, we do have a power shortage at the moment. We haven't got that much stored power either. So, okay, let's open up all of the stilling generators. Now, what I wouldn't mind doing is getting you upgraded. Please get out there and maintain. So, freezing progress status frozen. Really? I just straight up froze? I guess so. Alright, that's a bit of a pain.
Select a sector
Didn't realize that was
scan.
something that could happen, but I guess. Alright, if we were to build a... It's expensive, what I'm about to suggest, but if we were to build a heater here, within the range of the other heaters, to keep them... preserved. Would we be able to reach out that far? I don't think we could. It's annoying, I'll be honest, but okay. Let's get it going then. We're going to need it, so once we do that as well, go ahead and upgrade all of these so that they're a little bit more efficient as well. Right, if we could draw back, same with you guys. There we go. And we are exploring sectors, frankly, a lot faster than I can keep up. A lot faster than I can keep up, but we've got so much stuff now to go out and research. So let's get out there and do some of that research.
Sector scanned.
Actually, yeah, sector scan, so let's go for that one next. Right, as you can see though, things are moving along very, very quickly. Now, the MDS laser is something I definitely want to get, but it's going to be a little while, I imagine, before we can get it. Let's get rid of you. Just look at all of that concrete in waste rock form. It's going to be grand, I tell you. Grand. Why are you broken down? Oh, I turned you off because I didn't need you to be on. Fair enough. We'll leave that then. How's everything going in here? Not too bad. We should have a decent amount of children in the colony. 19 so far. They are disabled work slots. That's fine. This will be up and running shortly. We just need electronic parts. Right, how are we doing with those? We're not doing amazingly well. As it happens, not amazingly well. Vacant work slots 35. It's because much of this dome's population has actually left it. Well, let's scale back a bit. That's a bit of a shame, really. Let's dip these all back.
Select a sector to
there
scan.
we go. And that should help out a bit. But yes, that is a problem.
Valuable geographic data at the site of the anomaly.
Very well. Analysis of the crust yields rare insights into the geological history of Mars, especially about the ancient Thekian period, in which volcanic activity released immense amounts of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. Several key hypotheses of the exogeologists were confirmed by our findings. The scientific community praised the findings, raising the status of our mission in the eyes of humanity. Our sponsor committed additional funds to the mission. Now we could go for moisture evaporators, drone hub prefabs, or 200 million funding. Drone hub prefabs alone are worth much more than that. Moisture evaporators, I'm not sure, but we're going to go for the drone hub prefabs. We're going to need them.
A routine scan of the perimeter has detected an unidentified object within immediate proximity of the colony.
Oh.
Data logs confirm it.
Here we go.
Is it
This
a
is our
glitch?
mystery. This is our mystery. Now then, I've encountered 2 mysteries so far in playing the game. This I've not encountered before. On stream, I encountered the wildfire mystery, which apparently is one of the hardest. I don't know where black cubes appears in the scale of the difficulty. Okay, the mysterious object appears to consist of pitch-black cubes arranged in a matrix. The cubes seemingly levitate above the ground without the aid of any support structure. Preliminary image analysis remains inconclusive. An on-site investigation is required to assess the anomaly. We advise caution. A black cube has appeared seemingly out of nowhere. We have to investigate it. A black cube.
Anomaly found.
Peculiar. Most peculiar. Very well. We are absolutely going to do that. As soon as I've got my rovers recharged, though. We'll take care of that first. Is the black cube down here? Oh, so it is. Huh. Alright, well, maybe we need to send one of you down here first, then. Possibly. But first, actually, no. We're going to quickly grab these, and then you can head out and explore a little bit more. Grab all of these. There we go. How are we doing? Electronics, not so great, honestly. We could do with a bit of a boost there. Are you heading to Mars or to Earth? You're heading to Earth, so we're about to get a funding bump. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Sector
right, we do need more people,
Anomaly
though.
found.
So, let's send another passenger rocket, if we've got enough people for that. Yes, we do. Glorious. Okay, well, I'm ready to launch, but we get to choose geologist, medic, botanist. Workaholic is nice. A guru. I don't want you to spread around Winer, though. Might not take you, since you may well move that Winer trait around. You really only want a guru if all of their traits are positive. Melancholic. It's fine. Engineers, we need a lot of. Some more botanists wouldn't go amiss. Melancholic, hypochondriac, joy. Anything else? Another medic, sure. Okay, well, we've got a decent amount. We'll take all of the scientists because we're going to want to set up a science dome pretty soon, actually. We're leaving that guru behind specifically. We'll take you as well. Right, launch the rocket, please.
Funding received.
Thank you. There we go. Right, can we invest a goodly amount of that into more outsourcing? Yes, of course we can, and we should, because getting all of the research is much more important to me than pretty much anything else. I'll leave a little bit of funding just in case we desperately need something like food, for example, but overall I think we're doing okay for food. With 2 domes producing food, I think we should be alright, all things considered. How are we doing with this? We're getting there. We're just consuming all of the electronics that we're producing right now, which isn't great, all things said and done. But this facility will be building up. We've only got 6 vacant work slots at this point. I want this to have a high priority for workers for the time being. I think that is much more important.
Vehicle battery
low. You are both doing fairly well with your scans. You're about ready there.
Discovered.
Okay, you can go and
anomaly analyzed.
Extractor
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Okay, let's go and have a look at that, shall we? Extractor AI. Metal extractors and rare metal extractors can work without crews at 50% performance. That is really good. Really good. So good, in fact, we're going to insert that in there. And then follow that up with this, and then resilient architecture. Now, you might think, well, 50% production, that's not actually very good. But when you consider that it will be able to do that... I really need those machine parts over here right now. Oh dear. Hopefully those
Sector
can get the electronic parts sooner rather than later. Let's just pause that for the time being. The next electronic parts really need to be sent over there as a matter of some urgency.
Sector scan.
But the thing to remember about that is that currently we've only got 1 shift for our factories working. So, with that, we would be able to make these shifts staffed effectively. They'll just produce at 50% capacity, but that's still pretty bloody good if you ask me. We are producing way more polymers than we need now. That's a great place to be. A really, really good place to be. Fantastic. Alright, let's get you back out there gathering up
Sector scanned.
metals.
Select a
you
sector
can.
to scan.
Where's the next location that has... Wow, really? That far away? Just for 15 metals? Ooh, that's painful. We kind of want meteorites, honestly. Since they at least do deploy resources as well. There we go. We'll just move down through here and just continue scanning where we can. Right, there we go. Yes, you do need to be repaired, don't you?
Sector scanned.
Hopefully
Anomaly found.
someone can handle this.
On-site analysis of the unidentified structure only deepens the mystery. The evidence suggests that the cubes are clearly not a natural phenomenon.
The inside of the cubes, as well as the physical forces behind their levitation, remains an enigma. Individual cubes, as well as their combined structure, retain a perfect symmetry, and that any attempts to physically disturb their position have failed. What is even more puzzling is the analysis of the photonic spectroscopy. Why words? Why must you do this to me? Spectroscopy of the cubes. I hope that's somewhere there. They seem to emanate radiation of an unknown wavelength, which excites the separation of electrons inside the spectroscopic lens. While our science team refuses to jump to any conclusions, the chief engineer suggests that we should study the effect empirically on the colony's solar panels. The science team requests permission to commence experimental research on the cube's properties. New research on the mystery of the black cubes is now available. We don't have solar panels. A surface scratcher stepped towards understanding the elusive chemical properties of the mystery cubes, what dangers the cubes might pose, and how to manage them. Research cost is only 1,000, so yeah, we'll just slide that in at the top. It does mean popping a couple of things off there, but that's fine. I guess we could build some solar panels, I suppose, but it's not huge on my list of things to do. Resources are low.
Cold wave
They always will be.
approaching. Breakthrough discovered.
Neo-concrete, what? Dome concrete costs reduced by 80%. Mixing recently discovered materials made from Martian polymers with the Martian regolith have unlocked the wonder material that is neo-concrete. It is vastly stronger, yet lighter than its predecessor. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I've not seen that one before.
Sector
Very,
scanned.
very cool. I'm going to have to remember to deal with that shortly. Right, we've got a bunch of passengers, and I would like this bunch of passengers deployed about here, please, and thank you. Right, where are you? You are charging currently, and you are not, because I need you to be out here gathering more information for me. And let's get all of those scanned down there. We're actually making fantastically fast progress now. I'm really, really pleased with it. Really,
New
very
colonists
pleased.
have arrived.
There we go. Now, hopefully, we're going to have enough colonists.
We've applied the scientific method in every possible way, to no avail. Time to try something else.
Very well. In a moment of brilliance, or possibly desperation, one of the physicists proposed they should try to crack open the structures. The scientists moved the cube matrix inside a non-baronic shell and proceeded to bombard a single cube with high-energy ions, a process known as sputtering. The results were immediate. The shell of the cube gave in, resulting in its rapid decomposition. The matrix itself reacted to the influence by rearranging itself into a solid structure made of the remaining cubes. Though we have no explanation for the process, at least we have a way to deal with the cube matrices popping up everywhere. It appears that the exact solution rests on our reasons and moderation. Cubes can be stored in special sites or destroyed piece by piece. We will unravel this enigma.
Sector scanned.
I would... Oh, okay.
The mystery of the black cubes has consumed our colonists completely.
Understandably.
The reactions are as numerous as they are varied.
The colonists have divided into factions centered around a certain hypothesis about the nature and purpose of the mysterious artifacts. The excitement about the cubes is evident from the schedules of the weekly hearings in the colony. The trivial themes, such as the quantity of food and the requests for additional scientific funding, had completely disappeared, replaced by requests for publicity for each faction's viewpoint. So far, there are 3 major camps. The moderate skeptics argue that the truth is hardly within our reach, and cubes need to be preserved and stored for further research. The pessimistic ones insist on the destruction of all the cubes, seeing them as a deliberate threat. Then there are those who hold the firm belief that the cubes are meant to be a gift to humanity from some unknown malevolent entity. They request the cubes be transported inside the domes and put on display for everyone to see. Decoration buildings made out of cubes can now be constructed. A gift or a Trojan horse, I wonder?
Cable fault reported.
About that. About that. We can store the black cubes for the time being. Or we can make cube monuments. A decorative monument created from the mysterious black cubes, probably harmless. A decorative monument created... Definitely not a place of worship. I like it. I like it a lot. Definitely not a place of worship. No, no, no. We're going to store the cubes over here. Definitely not a place of worship. How marvelous. Right, we will store these about there, I think.
Vehicle battery low.
That is definitely worrisome. I'm not sure how we should proceed. Frankly, I'm two minds.
Flies. The day of the final mission evaluation is drawing near. It's probably a good time to look at the colony statistics and address any goals and issues that we haven't so far.
We're perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Yeah, I am torn. I will be honest. I'm tempted to put this to viewers, whether we should destroy, whether we should preserve, or whether we should worship. I mean, definitely not worship. Whether we should definitely, absolutely not worship the black cube gods. Because that's never gone wrong in all of sci-fi ever before. There's never been any sort of black oblong-like structures. I mean, I know an oblong isn't a cube, but a black, perfectly built structure of some arbitrary dimensions which may or may not have consumed a planet and turned it into a star. That has never happened before. And if you've actually read the books, it's a lot more than that, because, like, you know, just making a new star is possibly, you know, seen as, oh, that's kind of nice. We've now got 2 suns. No, well, actually, if you read the books,
Anomaly
it
analyzed.
gets a little bit more sinister.
Sector scanned.
Right. Of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm naturally referring to the Space Odyssey, or Odyssey 2001, etc., and 2009, 2010, and then so on and so forth, and Europa and all that. Very good.
There's more to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye.
Got a couple of new things that we can research. We can now gather deep water. Very nice indeed. But yes, I think we are absolutely going to be putting that to viewers. Let me know down below what you would like us to do with those black cubes, and I'll stop the batch recording here so that we've got a bit of time to receive a reply before we move on with the episodes, and hopefully not with starting any accidental massive cults, especially none to do with anything called markers. That would be bad. That never ends well. Not even once. But that's going to be it from me for now. I do hope you've enjoyed, and will be joining me for the next, where we're probably going to be working on a new dome reasonably soon, I'm going to say. I'm fairly happy with what we've got, but we do need an extra dome for, if for no other reason, than to continue producing things like electronic parts and the like. So yeah, we'll be seeing how that goes. In fact, we can actually increase that significantly. We've still got 12 more colonists, so sure, let's get everything up and running. We've got 4 left to go. I'm going to allow you to have extra food and also extra healing, I think. We'll see how that goes. As we get more, we'll open up more. But that's going to be it from me. So until next time, and as ever, do take care, everyone.